Welcome back to Spirit Fish, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it started with another one, as DJ Connie says, with another Baller League edition of Spirit Fish. Today, well, the game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Warriors of the Golden State. Um, that game just ended with John Morant having an outstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I forget if it was game one of Memphis Grizzlies versus Warriors, or if that was actually game, was it 5 or 6 against Minnesota. I think it was Game 6 of Minnesota, where old boy Ja went off in domination mode, or Ja mode. Hey, that sounds pretty good. Ja mode. When he's in that Ja mode, he got like what? I think he got every single last point, and that's what he did in that Game 6. I think it was. He hit it like he did everything that was needed. He in that game 6, I'm 100. It was game 6. It might have been game 5, but he hit a three in that. He went in. He went inside the paint and got some points. He assisted. Actually in those like 8 points straight, he pretty much got He did everything pretty much. Is what I'm trying to get at. And he hit 2 free throws. He did the same thing again. He hit a three. He went in the paint. He fought for one with Draymond Green. And did I just say he hit the three? Because he hit a three. He hit 2 free throws again. One of them looked like it was about to miss, but he hit that too. Pretty much just went off. And Dylan Brooks didn't actually play he played this game, but he got ejected earlier in the game. It was literally the game had just started, and it wasn't Alfred, it Payton the second. How am I forgetting the legend's last name? Whatever. Yeah, Payton the second. He pretty much he came. I don't know. He was going in. He was gonna get an easy bucket, but Dylan Brooks went up, and it was when. Well, I was watching it on a regular time. It didn't look that bad, to be honest. I didn't think he was actually gonna get a flagrant two and get ejected, which that's what happened. Um, Hit him on the head, and I think it was if he wouldn't have gone down and probably gotten injured, just the way it looked, I don't think he would have gotten ejected, but just the way it looked afterwards, and they probably saw it in slow mo and everything. To be honest, I think I forget if it was Tillman or Jaren Jackson where they elbowed the living heck out of Draymond Green in the face. Uh, that one they didn't because there was I think it was somebody got fouled, and then somebody called a timeout so they couldn't review that play, and because it looked like whoever, I forget if it was Jackson or Tillman, but they were gonna get it. They were most definitely gonna get ejected, just the way it. But that one was more accidental, if anything, because he wasn't even really looking back. Just the way he was just fighting for the ball. Um, but pretty much both teams had a player that was ejected, and Draymond looked like his eye looked kind of messed up, to be honest. He was actually gone for at least a quarter. Uh, at least he probably came back before, during the first, I think it was. But yeah, all that and a really good game from old boy Desmond Bain. Wasn't at least he didn't look like, from what I watched, it didn't look like he was like so into the game as he usually is, dropping all those threes. But I mean, he did a lot of work in the Minnesota game. He's probably gonna end up doing some work. I mean, dang, it's looking like they can actually. Man, for some reason, I thought that I don't know why I thought. Oh yeah, it was a 1 point game. That's why. I thought they actually won. I thought the Grizzlies actually won the game one for a little bit. But yeah, so it does look like this. I mean, the series, both this one and the Celtics series look pretty competitive. I don't know if I could say say that about the Miami Heat and 76ers, but we've only seen game one so far. Luka did drop I think it was like 40 something, didn't he? Let's see what Luka did drop. I watched this game, but I was like in and out of it because I was watching it. Usually when I watch games with people, I just like end up talking and stuff, and I feel like I'm just not so into the game. Like when it's more focused, if anything. I sometimes I don't like watching games with like especially if I'm doing it for the podcast and everything. It's a little bit more. It is a lot different because especially with my MMA shows, it's just I prefer to watch. I mean, the thing is, it's really fun watching with people. That's the whole thing with sports and all, especially well, all sports. It's fun watching with people, but just like for the analytical side, it's a lot better just watching it by yourself because you can actually catch stuff. Like that's why I don't feel like I have a great opinion on the first games for the 76ers or the Suns one. I did watch some of the first half. I didn't actually catch the very beginning, but from what I saw, Tyler Hero killed it. He had like 20 something off the bench. They had 40 something in total from the bench, but the majority of that was actually from the Hero, Tyler Hero, Jack Hollow boy. Also, Joel Embiid obviously isn't there because he has that orbital injury. I don't know how. Well, obviously it's pretty serious if he's not in the game. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back with a mask, and we're gonna have the masked Joel Embiid, and he's probably gonna end up killing it or something, and it's gonna be like an iconic look for him or whatever. But I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I'm just kind of going off the top. But 76ers actually don't have. I mean, 76ers. He don't actually have Kyle Lowry, so in a way it's somewhat fair. But to be honest, it's in a way it's not because the 76ers don't have a center that they pretty much used during the season. During the season it was actually Andre Drummond, but then obviously they traded Andre Drummond to get James Harden, and now they're stuck with Paul Reed, Paul Millsap, and Jordan. So they have three centers they weren't really using that much. They were using Paul Reed a little bit during the end of the season and Jordan here and there, but Joel Embiid was playing a lot of minutes. But so I guess they do have a pretty decent experience. And Paul Reed is only a 2-year player, but I mean he isn't terrible. But it just looked like they were pretty much too much for them. But we'll see what happens in game two, and I'll have a better outlook. And but then again, I actually won't be doing one until maybe Saturday, Sunday-ish, if I get to. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the prediction for those those matchups or those games. I did catch Milwaukee versus Bucks. Jaylen Brown actually went as Jaylen Brown, man. I mean, he was like most definitely going to go off because sometimes whenever he has a bad game, the next game he kind of levels up. You could tell that he's somewhat like hard on himself and all because they showed a clip where he came in like really early. He was like probably the earliest player on the court, and he was shooting around and stuff. He was most definitely mad about his performance from game one, which he didn't have a good game. He missed a lot of opportunities and all. It was a pretty bad game all around with the Bucks actually not having Chris Middleton, and they played some pretty good defense against Giannis. So that helped out. Obviously, that helped out. And I mean, Tatum played pretty well. The other thing is now it's somewhat fair in a way because Marcus Smart is actually out too. And Marcus Smart, it was a weird injury. I remember watching and it was just like he went down, he grabbed his shoulder, but I don't remember seeing anybody like having that much contact. And I haven't heard anything about it, and I haven't really actually looked up the injury report, which is a bad thing. I actually haven't looked up the injury report ever since semis of the East and the West have started. So that's probably the thing I need to end up doing and seeing what it's looking at because pretty much each team has had somewhat of an injury. Uh, Devin Booker did come back from his injury. I don't think they have any other significant injuries at the moment. Grizzlies, do they have one? No, I don't think they had. See, that's the one thing that is working on for the Grizzlies. Also, Warriors, Klay Thompson really hasn't returned, and he to the main Klay Thompson, and he's just. I mean, in a way, Andrew Wiggins and JP and them are somewhat making up for that. And man, Kaminga, I'm expecting a lot more from Kaminga. Kaminga. Um, the way I'm saying this sounds bad. But I feel like he's gonna level up eventually. I mean, if they can even get past this round. He just has. I don't feel like he's gotten the minutes yet. I don't know if it's just um, coach don't trust him just yet. But during the beginning or the regular season, he was actually playing really well, and I expected him to be automatic and just get a lot of minutes, but he really hasn't gotten as much as I thought he was going to. Tomorrow we have Heat 76ers, Maverick Suns, and then I think there's so what tomorrow is going to be Wednesday, and I don't think there's any Thursday games. This recording is on a Tuesday. It is Tuesday. It's third, May 3rd. So let's get to the predictions right away. I wasn't trying to, because I didn't have a good outlook on all the games. I didn't want to keep this going. But once I start chatting, it goes on and on and on. So Thursday, technically, we won't, because these games are on Friday. Or am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. See, Saturday, Bucks. Okay, Bucks play today and they won't play again. And Game 3 is on Saturday, so they get Wednesday off, Thursday off, Friday off. Same with the Grizzlies. So 3 days. Sunday they play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so this is pretty much Thursday is the only day where everybody pretty much there's no game on Thursday is what I'm trying to get. Yeah, no games on Thursday. No games on Thursday. So let's just go ahead and get to this. I probably should have just done this on Thursday, honestly, but whatever. 76 Heat. Damn, just because of the center situation and Joel Embiid and stuff. See, the other thing is, I didn't know this had happened when I made my other predictions. So that actually, I don't even know how my other predictions went because I haven't really listened to it again. Even though I was perfect, like 3 videos ago, I went perfect, called everything pretty much, which I was somewhat shocked because a lot of those outcomes could have changed or been different. But that was nice to have a perfect. Well, like it was like 3 days in a row where I got literally every single 3 or 2 days in a row where I got every single game right. There wasn't. I think like some of them were gonna go to game sevens. I don't think a series went to game seven. Anyways, for the beginning of the playoff. But let's get to it. 76ers Miami Heat. With Miami Heat having all their players, the bench playing pretty well. I thought James Harden was gonna level it up. I mean, it wasn't like terrible, but still, I feel like I could go with 76ers if Maxey levels it up a little bit and Paul Reed plays a little bit better. I'm not sure if Joel's come back at the moment, so I'm gonna go with the Miami Heat since they've already, got that first dub, and it just, I'm gonna go with the Aussie, and I'm gonna go with the Miami Heat. Mavericks Suns. At the very end of the game, it got a little bit competitive, but all around the Suns, I mean, also with the playoff experience, the final experience, and all that other good stuff, and Devin Booker still playing pretty well. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Suns as well, even though I feel like this one the Mavericks can pull it off. I'm gonna go with the Suns. Game 2, Miami Heat. 76ers. With all I said, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Heat again. So the Heat are going to go 3-0. I mean, I'm not factor in that Joel Embiid comes back. If Joel Embiid would come back, then I would actually go with the 76ers. But him not being there or not me knowing that they're not going to be there right now, I'm going to go with the Heat. Um, Suns versus Mavericks. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Mavericks since it's going to be home. Mavericks end up beating Suns. Celtics versus Bucks. Is that defense going to work against Giannis? And are the Celtics going to play as well? Even though Jaylen Brown's dealing with that hamstring issue, I think Jason's actually dealing with that too. I would straight up go with Celtics if I knew that Derek White is going to play really well, or is just going to level up somehow, and they got Robert Williams too. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Celtics because I feel like they have just a little bit more. But if Giannis goes off, then they ain't gonna do nothing. If they can't hold Giannis off, then that Heat. I feel like the Grizzlies Warriors one, since it is already 1-1, and just how close the games have been. Because technically the game 2 was only a 4 or 5 point game, and the other one was a 1 point game. And I feel like that's kind of like the largest lead I think the Grizzlies had was a 10 at one point. I'm not sure in game 1 what the largest lead was for the Warriors, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with this one's hard because I feel like I just know it's gonna go. It should go down the wire. If it doesn't, then I'll look bad, mate. I'm gonna go with the Grizz again. Hopefully, Josh shows up and Payton the second missing, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Manfred Grid. Suns versus Mavericks. So it would be 2-1 if my predictions go well. Do I dare go with the Mavericks winning again? I'm gonna go with them winning again. Luka and the boys coming out. Jalen Brunson. To be honest, last game of Jalen Brunson didn't like because majority of these playoff games, Jalen Brunson's been going off, and he was kind of off in this one. I'm not. I totally forget what Spencer Dinwiddie did during the last game, but if all three of them can find a way to do some, Maxi Kleber and Damas Bertans, if those guys can hit their threes, I'll go with the Mavs. But I'm gonna go with the Mavs. Say series is 2-2. Miami Heat 76ers. I'm going to hope or just think that 76ers are going to have Joel Embiid back by this time. And either way, I'm going to say they're going to win. Even if he doesn't come back, I'm going to go ahead and go 76ers. Even though the series would be 3-0. And if they were to lose this one, the series would pretty much be over on Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen. Feel like I could call that, but I'm not going to call that since this is Eastern semifinals, and you would think just one player, even though that's like their most impactful player, you would think 2-3 years back that James Harden would be the most impactful player if he was on the 76ers, not Joel Embiid. But Joel Embiid is the most impactful player on the 76ers right now since Harden just having a hard time these days. He needs to level it up. That's what he needs to do. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 76ers in game 4. And that's gonna be it for the predictions because this one could be over, and if the Suns end up finding a way to win all 3 of theirs too, this could be over too. So it just wouldn't make even sense to make predictions for Monday and Tuesday, them other days. So I'm gonna go ahead and come back on Sunday or do a recording on Sunday, release on Monday, because even like today's recording is released technically tomorrow, Wednesday, because the predictions start on Wednesday. But Sabotage out, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. We'll be back hopefully on Sunday.